bit about what's happening today. How many of you know why you're here? Okay, some of you do, so that's a good thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's happening today, okay? We're basically 938 Live. 938 Live is the only English news and radio talk show station. My name is Angela. I'm a presenter with 938 Live. So basically, Campus, which is the show that we're doing today, is essentially the only live youth forum, or youth talk show that we broadcast live from various schools, whether it's secondary schools, could be ITE, polys, or JCs, for example. And we broadcast live every other week, and we explore a whole variety of issues. It could be related to pretty much anything that the youth are interested or they want to talk about.
Every weekday morning after the 7:40 business news, with me, Andre Archer, on 938 Live.
Time to join Angela Lim for Campus on 938 Live.
Campus on 938 Live.
The voices of our youth straight to you from their schools. I'm Angela Lim, and today Campus is coming to you live from ITE College Central, and we'll be discussing today the popularity of video games among our youths. What is the appeal of video games? What role does it play in the lives of our youth, and are there important life lessons that can be learned from the online world of gaming? Also, how can we mitigate the possible consequences that are negative about video game addiction? Now, the students here at ITE College Central are waiting to weigh in, but before we plunge into our discussion, do allow me to introduce our panelists for today. Professor Angela Lim is Associate Professor at the National Institute of Education at the Nanyang Technological University, and Angela specializes in gaming. Also, Ivy Leong is Director of Waka Waka Private Limited. Suen Eng Kai is a lecturer here at ITE College Central in the Games Design and Development at the School of Electronics and Infocom Technology. And our final panelist is the student voice on the panel, Mr. Wesley Tan, student from Games Design and Development. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our panelists a warm round of applause. Eng Kai, we'd like to kickstart the discussion for today. Could you tell us, while teaching games and design development here in ITE College Central, what are some of the main trends that you've observed when it comes to the role of gaming in the lives of our youths?
Life, I observed that most of our students now, they have smartphones, be it iPhone or Android phone, and by having smartphones, it means they can play games anytime, anywhere. At the same time, we have the rise of the social media, for example, Facebook. So in Facebook, people, they can play games with one another, and at the same time to compare who has the highest score.
Could you tell us a bit about what people don't really know about what goes into making a video game or an online game, for example?
Okay, for me, a lot of people say it's about the art, you know, it's about the programming, how good is your programming skills, you know, how much level or the sharpest code or how beautiful it is. Actually, the main thing is you have fun, you know. If you know, the most important thing is you have fun.
Okay, we're going to go now to Angeline. Angeline, you actually know a lot about the social aspects of gaming. Of course, Eng Kai has mentioned a lot of positive things that we can learn from gaming. A lot of our youth have picked up a lot of important skills from that: perseverance, teamwork, for example. Have you seen negative effects that are coming up? And also, what are some of the trends that are happening with regards to this?
Okay, yes, definitely. A lot of parents out there are very worried about their gaming children. I think one of the main concerns is whether they get addicted and they get dysfunctional in their other areas of life, that they fail to fulfill other responsibilities, and one of which is very important, your studies.
A lot of parents, I think, are listening now, maybe people who are not into gaming, are probably very curious about what the appeal and the draw of gaming is. Not only is it, you know, very much something that's attractive to the young population, but it also keeps them hooked onto it. So what, in your opinion, is the reason why this is so?
I think that it is because the games, they actually provide a challenge for people, because once they lose to the challenge, they actually want to beat it further. So it makes them, you know, want to go back to the game more.
Okay, so the challenge aspect of it actually gives you a sense of achievement maybe when you do achieve or pass a certain level, for example. We're going to hear if the students here at ITE College Central agree with Wesley and the rest of our panelists as well in just a bit. Campus is coming to you live from ITE College Central, and today we're discussing the role that video games play in the lives of our youths today. Stay tuned on Campus on 938. We're coming to you from ITE College Central, and today we're discussing the role and impact of video games in the lives of Singapore's youth. Are video games just a source of entertainment or a pastime, or do they have something more to offer? What are the roles of video games in the lives of our youth? We go right to our student audience right now. We have a student here waiting to comment. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Alex.
Alex, what do you think video games do for you in your life? What do you enjoy about them?
It kinds of stress relief. So it's really stressed like after a hard day of work, like schoolwork and projects. So I tend to go home and play games to distress.
Right, just to unwind and to relax a little bit. Would you say it's a form of escape in a way, where you can go into a different world in that sense, just to unwind?
Yeah, you could say that like going to an alternate world or reality to explore things.
What kind of games do you play, Alex?
Yeah, usually I just play like Pokemon, which is actually a role-playing game.
Right.
So I kind of like in a world where I go around capturing cute monsters and trading.
Right, I noticed a trend here with the idea that a lot of youths like to escape into a character. What do you think is very appealing about that? What do you enjoy when you do immerse into a character, as you say?
It's not me, for one. You get to be this character in this character's shoes that lives in a different story, a different world, a different life that is different from yours, that is more fantastical, more realistic, or maybe more violent.
We're going to hear more from the rest of the student audience here at ITE College Central as we discuss both the positive and negative effects of video games and the role it plays in the lives of our youth today. We're broadcasting live from ITE College Central, and we'll return on campus on 938 Live in just a moment. Stay tuned.
938
Okay, you guys need to take a break now, breathe. Okay, very well done, guys. You guys sound fantastic. Alex, Peter. Raven, you're next. Don't share too soon. With a question. Hello, can you tell us your name?
I'm Ryan.
Ryan, what's your question?
What makes adults think that games are a bad influence on the youth of today?
Right. So, in your view, Ryan, you have come across adults or parents who
my
are a bit
parents
harsh.
and relatives.
Could you tell us a bit about that?
They personally think that games are very bad because like they always link massacres and like gun events to like games, but there's no real scientific proof that we actually do have anything to do with those cases. So it's like it's not that possible we will be that aggressive.
See addiction, when you shout at them, when you tell them to leave you alone, they see aggression, so they get a very negative view besides the reports from the media that they read. So I think it's very important for you kids to talk to your parents, especially those who don't play games, explain to them. Parents need to understand the attractions of the game world.
You were chasing your dream, and because your parents didn't support you, because they don't understand the games you love, why you want to make them, because they don't understand, they nag at you and you quit and you give up following your dream, which is a great loss.
Do you feel in your life as well that a lot of adults look at what you're doing when it comes to game design and development and tend not to take it seriously?
I have to agree with Matthias because my parents actually kind of asked me, why did I pick games design and development? So I told them that, mom and dad, you have to try the game first. Every time you see me playing games, you yell at me to get off the computer. But you have to try the game first. So now, at least, one thing is that I can get my parents off the back by joining games design and development because I can say that, yes, Mom, I'm playing games because it is for work.
Okay. I think a lot of students here as well riding on that kind of a benefit of working while you're playing. So that's a great thing.
Warning, intruder alert.
My name is Kelvin.
Kelvin, could you tell us a bit about what you think? I mean, so far we've discussed a lot about the positive effects of gaming. The idea that it builds a lot of soft skills like problem solving, teaches you how to interact with others as well on some level. What do you think are some negative effects of gaming that you've observed in your personal life or among your peers?
While it helps other people who are shy in real life to express themselves, there are also people who attack people from behind that mask, the cyberbullying and all that. That's one of the...
Right. Have you come across such instances, Kelvin? I mean, with a lot of you who've worked very extensively, in the online world, and you guys are quite active there, have you noticed anyone being, so to speak, a keyboard warrior when, you are hiding behind your keyboard, but sometimes attacking each other online as well? Do you think that's a problem?
Yeah, I've played a few games where there's a lot of elitism, people going, I'm pro and you're a noob, so get off my server, stuff like that. And I think it's really that really mean?
Yes, I do agree that the game world is a reflection of the real world, and whatever you do in real life tends to be repeated in the game world too. So if you are a pro-social player, you help others, in real life, you're a very helpful person, the game world gives you a platform to help others further. If you're an aggressive person, if you're a bully, it gives you a chance to bully others in real life too.
Right. And of course, talking about negative behavior online, we're going to go to another student here. What's your name, please?
I'm Colin.
Okay, Colin, could you tell us a little bit about your view on addiction to gaming? I understand you have a personal experience with addiction in your life.
Yeah, I have a family member, my brother to be exact. He has this small sort of addiction to the game on the computer. He sometimes doesn't have any awareness to anyone around him. Sometimes we have to shake him, or me personally, I kind of smack him on the back a few times.
So basically kind of wake him up to the idea that, bring him back to the real world. So in that sense, Raymond, can you tell us a little bit also about how you managed to get out of that? Because on some level, gaming is your work. Game design is something that you do. So how do you draw the line between very healthy pursuit of your work and of your interest, and of course, finally coming out of that dark place, which is the addiction?
When someone fall into games addicts, they just think all along it's just playing, and when they die in the games, or when they just does not give up, you just don't give up when you give it. You will just continue playing and playing, and you were just hoping that you will win the match. And I'm on the losing streak and I'm still playing it.
Okay.
So there is some kind of
That's an indicator, definitely.
indicators that when I'm skipping meals, my parents didn't know it, so they will be asking me, did I just eat? I just told them, oh yeah, I just ate.
Right.
I didn't.
So it becomes a bit dysfunctional on some level when you realize that you've been addicted to gaming.
Technically, in the end, whatever we learn from the game, most of us still need to apply it in real life. For example, teamwork. When we work in project work, we definitely need to have to find a good leader and help us with management, delegation, and much more. Then about the negative side, definitely, like we talk about addiction and the social aspect of it, it still lies on the person itself to have that strong mindset to say that where to stop and where to continue. So in the end, for parents, I feel that parents must see through the true view that it has a benefit. It's like a double-edged sword.
Thank you so much for.
I think self-regulation is very important, self-awareness, and some of the students are very aware of how much time they spend. I think it's very important when you're aware of how much time and how immersed you are. You can take steps to correct it, and you can self-regulate and plan, manage your time, and as like Angela said, communicate with the parents, because sometimes they jump to conclusions very easily and they may not want to listen. But if you build this bonding and invite them to play with you, that can be a start.
Right. Thanks, Angeline, for weighing in on that. And of course, video games are here to stay, at least for the near future among our youth in Singapore. Them being interested in it, it's probably not going to change, but how we feel about it, how parents feel about it, and how they communicate their interest in gaming can definitely play a big part in how well accepted online gaming is in the lives of Singaporeans. Thanks so much for staying tuned to Campus and 938 Live. We're broadcasting live from ITE College Central. This is Angela Lim. Thanks so much for listening. So guys, we still have some time, so we can definitely continue the discussion for just a while. Yeah.
Can I confirm that if we join a game company that our income will be stable enough to support our family and set up a family as well?
Okay, to answer that question, definitely the game industry is growing. Well, we are always in need of people. That's why for 2 years ago there were only 30 over companies. Now we have more than 50 over companies. We are always shortage of people. And of course, you need to have the passion as well. I mean, to stay on in this industry. We are always in need of people. Like the other developers in other companies, they always say, oh, I need more people, I need more people. Where are the people?
So the game design is in need?
Sorry?
Game design is in need, is it?
Yes, of course. You know, the main thing is the designers with the idea of the game, whether it's fun or not. That's the key thing. Like we also need people to test games. Testing games is like set of criteria to go and you play and you take, and sometimes you need to come up with your own questions. About this game. This button, is it working? Into very details. A few months ago, there was this person. He released his game by himself without a company. It's an iPhone game. I think it's called Kopitiam. Yeah, have you played? I mean, you can release your own game even if you are a student.
I just want to say you guys have been great. All of you have really fantastic opinions, screaming very loud some more. So thank you so much. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause.